known as the Frugal Mama here on YouTube, fixing one of my nails. Popped off. If you happen to know, this one that I'm using right now is called Nail Bond NYK1, and I'm using, like, I found a few different ones that I'm using and trying to find a really good one for my nails that are a bit of my obsession right now when I'm not in the midst of dumpster diving. When I've got a couple of days in between dives, I'll do my nails. They don't survive dumpster diving. These are just like Temu nails that I bought in bulk, and then sometimes I'll add like little pretties and stuff to them. Anyway, I need good glue, you know, that something stronger than this to keep them on. It's very frustrating. Very frustrating. If you happen to, hi Holly, thank you for being here. If you happen to know of a really good nail glue, please tell me. Please, 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 please tell me. Good nail glue, I would love to know about it. Hello Lab, hello Pamela. Holly, I already said hi to you. Hello, Bonnie. Thank you for being here. Claudia, thank you. So glad you could catch us. I was just saying, I am repairing one of my press-on nails because it popped off right before I was going to do this. And if you all happen to know of a really, really good, really strong press-on nail glue, I would love to know about it, because when I'm in between dumpster diving days and hi Judy, and not gonna be doing like intense gardening, I do like to pop on some of my nails, but then they like to pop off. This is like the fourth glue that I have tried, and I even did like all these little steps that they said to do. Like, there goes my Mimi. Like, you have to clean your real nail with rubbing alcohol, and then you need to file the nail a little bit, and then put the nail glue on the nail, like your actual nail, and on the press-on nail, and then hold it just so, and la da 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 da, and they still pop. Maybe not quite as easily or as often, but they do still pop. So if you happen to know of a really good, even if it's really expensive, it's worth it to me at this point, because I've been buying so many of the less expensive ones and then them really not doing the job. And so it just ends up costing more and more. So if you know of an amazing one, even if it's more costly, please tell me in the comments. Anyway, hi, yes, Judy, another live stream. Can you believe it? Yes, I'm getting so many questions, excuse me, in the comments of our public school. Sorry, I still have my apron on. It's that kind of day. And I'm headed out to finally start sorting and documenting, Judy, some of the goodies, opening some of the bags and whatnot. It was supposed to rain today. It never did. So I'm going to take a chance, probably put up the canopy and pull some stuff out and start documenting it. Because I just don't know about this rain. Hello, Joe Stuff from, oh, it's Joseph. I thought you were from Ireland, from Kentucky. Hello, Joseph. Thanks for being here. Excuse me, allergies like crazy. So, I am going to do that today. But anyways, some ice. I am doing more live streams because I've been getting lots of questions and comments, which I'm grateful for, in the comment sections of these public school dumpster diving videos, especially from new Frugal Family friends. And hi, Vicky. Thank you for being here. And excuse me, God. As many of you know, I have rheumatoid arthritis, and so answering all of the comments gets tricky. I've tried using like the voice chat, and then I just have to correct everything. So it's not, I know a lot of people say, just use the voice chat thing to, no, I've tried that. So a lot of the things would get me demonetized that it has said, that it thought I said. So So I'm answering comments as I'm able to, but there are a lot of the same comments and questions. And so instead of copying and pasting the answers, I want to be doing, or I am doing, more of these live streams to address those questions, to address, the concerns that people have. So, yeah, haha. What I'm trying to do is to do this every Monday, because I'll be putting up dumpster diving videos Sunday and either Tuesday or Wednesday. It depends on if I've gotten the editing done, the filming done, and all of that. Depends. If I get it done on Tuesday, I'll put them up on Tuesday. But if I haven't gotten to that, which is very possible and likely, then they'll go up Wednesday. Or if I'm working with a sponsor, which I am for this next one, then I have to get the sponsored portion done and reviewed and approved and all of that. So anyway, that is the plan throughout the public school dumpster diving season, which is basically all summer. That also includes public parks and church dumpsters, apartment dumpsters, but mainly public school dumpsters. My plan is to keep hopping in on like Mondays. You'll have seen whatever you see on the Sunday dive video and have questions and comments and opinions and thoughts. And so then bring those to me and we can, sorry, I'm just checking this. Hold on. Oh, sorry. Sorry about that. Apologies. My apologies. Sorry about that. Anyway, I had to check something that YouTube sent me. But anyway, kind of weird that they sent it to me right in the middle of a live stream. That's kind of annoying. But anyhow, I want to, have us kind of get together, meet up on Mondays and maybe one other day in the week. Just, catch up, connect, whatever. But also to try to answer all of those questions and concerns and hear your thoughts. I have mentioned that in the edited videos, I am not getting as passionate, heated, angry, frustrated as I used to back in the day with dumpster diving videos. I've learned a lot behind the scenes, talking to people in education, and though I still don't condone the waste, I do understand the situation a lot more. And then I've also had to, I mentioned this last time, last live stream, I've had to reconcile the fact that if they weren't wasting, whether it's public schools or retail or whatever, if they weren't wasting stuff, I wouldn't have this job. It's a very difficult spot to be in. It's a tricky spot. So what I try to do at this point is to acknowledge and expose the reality, and then also acknowledge my dependence on that reality. Does that make sense? But I want you to be able to talk about it, and I want you to be able to say what you need to say, just not necessarily in the comments of those edited videos. I want to try to keep a more positive energy there and just focus on, hey, let's get out and save as much as we can. And I'll always do my best to do that. But I know there's frustration and there's anger and there's all of that. So bring that here and we can talk it all out. Okay. Teresa. Hello, Teresa. Thank you so much for being here. Let's see. Oh, that's wonderful. Judy, congratulations. I'm sure you're a very proud mama. Gary, hello, Gary. Thank you for joining us. So, let's kind of address some of the questions. I might get my laptop out so I can kind of see them and read them verbatim, but it's not really necessary, you know? Hello, Alyssa. I'm so glad you could join us. So the main questions or comments or thoughts that I see kind of comes down to shock, disbelief, anger, disappointment, frustration, helplessness, a lot of that. Does that make sense? Like, those are kind of what I'm getting from the questions and comments. Why is this happening? What can I do about this thing that's happening? Hello, Liz. I'm so glad you could join us. Why isn't there a better system in place? What else could teachers and schools do to avoid this waste? Also, why, these are questions that I get asked, okay? Why do teachers and schools ask for supplies when we're watching your videos and seeing that a lot's just get thrown away, lots getting thrown away, and stuff that can still be used the next year with the next students, or things that are brand new in the package? And so I want to answer a lot of that. Now, the first thing I'm going to tell you, this is kind of a trust me, bro, kind of a thing. I've been doing this a very long time. My start in dumpster diving, I know a lot of you have heard this story, but we do have new folks joining the Frugal family. 15 years ago, I started into this by accident, but it ended up being a wonderful gift for my family. And then sometimes not as much. Financially, yes, but as far as like in our daily lives, it can get very overwhelming. So what I've come to realize in that amount of time, hello, Sandy, thank you for being here. Oh, Alyssa, I appreciate that so much. What I have come to learn, I've come to learn many things. One, in my lifetime, or at least in my capable, whatever that is with me, it depends on the day, but my capable years before my golden years, it's not going to change. I said that on the last live stream. I started hitting the public school dumpsters 15 years ago, and in those 15 years, that has not changed. Only thing that did change was they got rid of their recycling bins. So I don't see that changing. I've learned to recognize what I'm looking at when I'm just looking at a black bag. And most people would be like, why aren't you checking that bag? Well, it's because that bag is full of grass clippings. How do you know? Because I know. Because I know. Because I've been doing this. Because I'm smelling it. You're not smelling it. You're seeing the video. You're not smelling the video. You know what I mean? And so you learn what to look for, what to avoid, etc. The other big thing that I've learned, and this I hope will at least answer some questions. It won't make you feel better, I don't think, but it will at least explain it, okay? Again, your frugal mama does not condone, support, or encourage this wasteful behavior. But I do recognize it's how I make my money and how I contribute to my family. So, and to a lot of other people, So, okay, when you see these crazy massive hauls that you're seeing in my videos and that you will be seeing for the next several weeks, probably throughout the summer, as long as I'm physically able to do it and get out there and there's stuff to find, there's going to be videos for you. I don't plan to hit retail again until probably August. I'm also, I didn't want to mention this right now, but it is what it is. I'm probably, no, I'm going to. I will have to have surgery, an abdominal exploratory surgery. Hi, Kathy. for the return of the endometriosis. Yes, endometriosis can return even when you've had a complete and total hysterectomy. Not going to get into that on this channel, but that is going to happen. That will be, my goal is to hold out to the end of July. That's my goal, or even the end of August if I can at all stand it. I've got medication to help with it. Wish me luck, please. I know it never ends with this body. I know. It's much harder when you're the one living in it. I promise you. Hello, Weather. Thanks for being here. I don't expect, Claudia, I know it sucks, but they did tell me, they warned me when I first had that, few years ago, when they scraped it all my guts were adhesed together. They were all stuck together. So they went through and they scraped all of them and separated them. They told me it will come back. It will come back. I didn't expect it to be this soon, but I don't remember what timeline they gave me of when it could come back. All I know is it definitely has. The same way I know that a bag of grass clippings is a bag of grass clippings, I know what this, you know what I mean? But my plan is to continue throughout the summer with the public schools, the public parks, the churches, and some, what do you call it? Apartments and stuff like that. I'm going to continue with those. But what you're seeing, Claudia, you're so sweet. Kathy, great to hear. I'm glad to hear that. Kathy, but you've got a lot of stuff at home to sort through and do your yard sale. So maybe don't worry about those dumpsters and maybe put your energy toward that. I know we all want to be out there and doing the diving and all that, but Kathy, it's okay if you can't. Everybody, it's okay if you can't. I understand. I completely understand. And not everyone needs to dumpster dive. Okay? If we change our behaviors and try to influence other people to change their behaviors, that's making a big difference. And then if you're already a dumpster diver and have, stuff, put that energy into, like you're saying, exactly, Kathy, into doing that yard sale. Yeah. So, sorry, I get sidetracked a lot. You guys know how I do. But what you're seeing in these crazy hauls in the public school dumpsters that you will see for the next many, many weeks is a couple of things. Sometimes, and you'll know based on what we're getting, okay? Sometimes it's illegal dumping. There will be a lot of illegal dumping. Yard sale leftovers, evictions, foreclosures, divorce, etc. All of those things, they end up in the dumpster, okay? So if you're seeing a massive haul, that's one possibility. Then the other, if it's school stuff, just school stuff, which is what makes a lot of people understandably very angry. That is not just your, average faculty, like the whole faculty every year. I want to make this clear. That's not your continuing faculty throwing all that out every year. It's not. They don't do that. And like I said, I've been doing this a long time, okay? A long time. It's not all your kids as teachers, the whole staff at your local elementary. They're not doing that every summer, cleaning out their entire classroom and not bringing it back. And I want to talk about this on here, but I also want to do kind of an edited video or maybe a short video so that more people will see it, to kind of give that disclaimer. I want everyone to understand that. It's not the whole staff cleaning out their entire classroom every summer and then begging for supplies in the fall. That's not the case. All right. What it is is retirement and people moving. There goes my moo-moo. So teachers, they're there 30, 40 years teaching. They're going to amass at least a whole dumpster full of things. Now, I'm 44, and I do live in a pretty broken body. And I can only imagine having taught for 40 years, and I'm finally retiring, and it's this bittersweet situation, but Florida's calling, or the Bahamas are calling, or even just the 55 plus neighborhood down the road is calling, and I just want to have a party with everyone and be done. Okay, I understand that. I can 100%. Hi, Rita. I'm so glad you're here. I can 100% empathize with and understand kind of that situation where you're just done. Okay. 40 years of dealing with everybody's kids. My Lord. Okay. Those are heroes. And at that point, when you are retiring after 20, 30, 40 years of teaching, you're not taking this stuff with you, okay? And you might just be too damn tired and worn out to, I'm going to see if this teacher, that teacher, so-and-so wants this and wants that and wants this and wants that. And then a lot of the stuff is from when I started teaching 40 years ago, and nobody's going to want that. You know what I mean? Like they're tired, okay? Or they're moving. They're moving across the country. They're going to be teaching somewhere entirely different, a different grade, a different state with different curriculum, a whole different situation. And so in both of those circumstances, what you kind of run into is what you're seeing in my videos. Full dumpsters and your frugal mama in there sitting in the dumpster digging. Like I'm in the sand at the beach digging for shells, okay? You'll notice, and when we start going through the bags, and you'll see some of that footage this coming weekend is the goal. When we start going through, you're going to see an interesting timeline in the stuff that's there when it is a retirement, because you're going to see things. For instance, one that we hit, this guy had stuff from 1999, the year I graduated. He had sports stuff for the school from 1999. Okay, so, and he was definitely retiring. So then there was also, leftover curriculum and books and supplies, etc., in these retirement halls. And then there's newer stuff. And so you can tell, okay? You can tell that that's what happened. Now, moving, you'll get a lot of the same kind of thing, but not as much. It's pretty distinct, the moving versus the retirement. Another giveaway, dead giveaway, are the cards. There will be cards. Oh, thank you, Kathy's kitty. That's so sweet. But there's obvious differences. Toast, I am tired. My God, I am tired. I am very tired. It is overwhelming. These first 3 weeks of the summer take everything out of me. And even more so because I'm crunchy and broken and stuff like that. But once we get through these first few weeks, it does start to kind of calm down. These full dumpsters, you're not going to see as much of that. I mean, sometimes you will. You never know. Oh, thank you. That's very sweet. Don't make me cry. Don't do that to me. I'm in a lot of pain right now. Thank you. Thank you. That's very sweet. But yeah, these first few weeks, it's go time, and it's just overwhelming. It's busy. It's a lot. Okay. So Anyway, those are the situations that you are seeing in the dumpsters in my diving videos. And it is upsetting. I feel like I just have to keep saying that because I don't want to discount those feelings. I have those feelings too. All right. But I also want to try to explain, kind of what's going on and what it is that you're seeing happening in the public school dumpsters. Oh, Michelle, thank you so much for being here. Blast from the past. Michelle's been with us since day one. Forever and ever and ever. Before all the health problems and the hackings and the blah, blah, blah. Back in the golden days. So anyway, that explains that, the classroom cleanouts. Will they still be upsetting? Yes. There was one I hit day before yesterday, or we've been diving so much. In fact, the van is full right now and the shed is full right now. And the yard sale will hopefully be at the end of this month. But we got to put up the canopy, and I have got to start sorting it all out, getting it organized, documented, and ready for the yard sale or donations, whatever. Try, get on top of it. But in one, the other day, whichever bin it was books. Oh God, it was books. I don't like doing spoilers, but I mean, me just telling you it was a mountain of books, does not at all give an accurate picture of what it was. I promise I'll come back to the comments, but I have a really hard time keeping a train of thought going. You guys know. So, but books upon books upon, the big black garbage bags, the really sturdy kind, they had to have cleaned out the entire classroom library, or a couple of classrooms. I don't know. I don't think they were library books, because I just in the getting them out in their bags, I don't remember seeing the little labels on the books. So I don't think it was their library, though we've seen that before, where they'll just clean out half the library and get rid of it. But I don't think these were library books. I'm pretty sure it was another classroom books. Oh, Toast, thank you so much for all that. I try. I do my best. I get I'm going to say I get massage, and you're going to be like, oh, she pampers herself. No. Every couple of weeks I go for a therapeutic massage where they kind of beat the hell out of me, but it keeps this body going. And I am seeing the new rheumatologist at the end of next month to get on a better medication to slow down the destruction of my hands. And many of you have seen my Reagan. My son is helping me so much in the dumpsters. Couldn't do it without him. And I have the wax bath, the paraffin wax bath warming up right now. I'm going to put my hands in there before I start unloading some of the stuff from the shed. So I'm doing my best. I'm doing my best. Plus I have some other things in the works that you'll find out about later. Things that I'm doing to take care of myself. What do you guess? Huh? Sorry, I'm just having a moment. I am so not good at keeping secrets. I'm so not good at don't ever tell me secrets, okay? Because I'm not good at keeping them. I'm not. My face says everything, If I'm mad at you, sad at you, in love with you, my face says everything. In a way, Sandy, absolutely. Judy, what a strange suggestion. Oh, Toast, thank you so much for that. Thank you. Um, Such a strange suggestion. And yes, Michelle, I did keep some of Reagan's hair. I sure did. Such a mom thing to do. Um, how do you sell things online without having to pay, Kathy? That's tricky. Your best bet is Facebook Marketplace if you want to avoid having to like claim it on taxes and stuff like that. If you sell on eBay, they're going to get you. Etsy too, as far as I know, they'll get you too. Um, so things are coming up. Things are coming up. I am such a dork, and I know. But you guys know that like there were months there where I couldn't even sit for like 5 minutes because of the tailbone pain and all of that. So I went through all of that horrible physical therapy, invasive, awful physical therapy, and surgical procedures and injections and all of that whole year of just intense craziness. So I can travel now. For instance, Olivia, my oldest, and I, hello, TWC Myers. We are going to Seattle in July, middle of July. We're going to Seattle to the freaking My Chemical Romance concert. We're gonna get all dressed up, costume type thing, based on my favorite song, Black Parade, and its music video, and that's where this tattoo is from. Anyway, that's in the middle of July. And we're road tripping it. We're absolutely road tripping that. But this other thing is happening much sooner. Much, much sooner. And I'm quite certain that on the 12th, you'll only know about this if you're on this live stream or you watch it rebroadcast. But if on the 12th of this month, you wouldn't mind to make sure your bell notification is set to all, then you just might happen upon a magical live stream. I can't even. Sometimes things just come together, and sometimes the universe knows what you need. Yeah. So make sure that your bell notifications are set to all, especially on the 12th of this month. Make sure that you're able to seize the moment with me. On a magical live stream. Okay, enough of that nonsense. Oh, I'm so silly. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. The whole world is falling apart. But every now and then, some little good things happen. You know what I mean? June 12th. Hello, Jean from Ontario, California, and Diamonds and Drills from Houston, Texas. And oh my God, Kathy's gonna start dating. Kathy. Well, good for you. You get out there. Good luck. Crazy out there. Um, oh, thank you so much, Diamonds and Drills. I sure appreciate that. Holly, yeah, interesting. You should mention fairy lights and magical castles. I don't know. I don't know. Oh, thank you so much, you guys. You're so sweet. You're so sweet. Oh, Sandy, I'm so glad. Yeah, Claudia. Yeah. Ah, Kathy, I'm glad. Yeah, I like doing them a little bit later like this. Um oh, diamonds and drills. You do diamond art? Like the diamond painting? I love diamond painting. I need to add a grip thing to my like my little pens. You call them pens, but you know what I mean, the little thing, because I've got the arthritis so bad. It's really hard for me to hold them, but I love diamond painting. So I've been researching and found there's these grip things that you can add to your pens, your pencils, and to the little diamond dot tool and stuff like that. Excuse me, God. So like, because I have like 3 or 4 Disney diamond paintings waiting to be done. So, you know. Anyway, you guys are so great. You're so great. It's sometimes you gotta seize your moment, seize your opportunity, carpe that diem when the opportunity arises, even if you were not at all planning on anything magical, and a not so magical situation, like, I don't know, a funeral or something came up and forced you, not forced, but allowed you to be in a different place, and then magical opportunities arose, and it was like the universe was trying to balance things out. None of that makes any sense to you, but just know that there is goodness, and there's some magic still left. There is still some magic. But a 9-hour drive straight through. 9 hours. For just a couple days, and then turn around and 9 hours back. That's going to be rough. That's going to be a real test of the physical therapy and the nerve ablations and the injections and the procedures and the la la la. But anyway, back to the main topic. You know me, I get sidetracked and I get excited, especially talking about certain things. But the stuff in the dumpsters, yeah, lots of coffee stops. Holly, definitely places to get out and stretch and look around. I'll have my mother with me, and then my sister will be caravanning with us, different cars, and but anyhow, in the dumpsters. So yeah, you are going to see there's going to be so much more. I already have videos that I'm just working on editing for you guys that are absolutely unbelievable. Shocking, devastating, exciting, all of it. But a comment I get a lot, and especially from new frugal friends, is they never would have thought to look in public school dumpsters, and had no idea that was going on, you know, and then they see it, and it is overwhelming, and it is very upsetting, certainly. But that's why I want to be doing these live streams. One, to, connect with you and talk with you guys and all that. And because it helps my mood so much. It really does. But also to explain to people, what they're seeing. Because I can't, when I'm in the midst of the dive, in this body, in the dumpster, trying to salvage, and it's like almost 100 degrees outside or whatevs, I'm not able to explain, especially if I'm trying to hurry, I'm not able to explain, oh, these people are probably retiring. These people are probably moving. That's why this is happening. I'm not able to do that. But on these live streams, I can. Now, here's the other thing. So there are the retirements. There are the teachers moving. There are curriculum changes. There are the grant situations where they have to use the money or they won't get as much the next year. You'll see that show up when you see a dumpster full of empty boxes from, Chromebooks, laptops, iPads, what have you, projectors, things like that. That's what's happening there. The other one that people have been concerned about, and I have talked about this, but I'll talk about it again, is that when you see the cases of books, unopened cases of books. So we're not talking about, which you will see in an upcoming video, we're not talking about 20-year-old books that are, absolutely out of date, that, whatever. We're talking about cases of books printed last year. And so people get heated over that, especially property owners. People pay property tax here in the US of America, though this happens elsewhere too. People get upset, as do I, when they see, that was Mariah, Kathy. That was Mariah. When they see cases of books, textbooks, and when they see those and they don't see me taking those or taking them anymore, if you've been with us a long time. Those books, and like I said, I know I've explained this in some other video or in a live stream, but here's what it is. Those books, I can't sell them. I can't donate them. They are obsolete and they are useless, which is ridiculous. I'm just the messenger. I'm just the dumpster diver. I'm just the one trying to explain it. Okay. Those cases of books, they ordered too many, whatever. And then the school board of the school district or the state voted to change this or that on the curriculum, or some crazy federal law came into place. And so now all this curriculum isn't even allowed anymore. And, all kinds of madness. Those books that you had, you can't use now. Okay. Exactly, Pamela. That also, Utah specific books. All right, Kathy. And now listen, we're not going to get crazy political. Okay. We're not doing that. Not on here. Not on here. But with recent dubious laws and restrictions that have been passed in the past few months in education, a lot of materials are no longer allowed in schools. Okay, so you will be seeing that in the dumpsters. And if it is or was Utah specific, meaning these books were printed specifically for, say, Cache Valley, Utah, okay, or Cache Valley District or whatever, those aren't something we can send to someone in the Carolinas to use, let alone, across the ocean. They won't work for them. Not even in a homeschool situation. I don't know if that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. Now, there are other books and materials. For instance, I was mentioning that it looked like a classroom library had been entirely dumped. Obviously, those books can be shared, sold, donated if you have the means to send them elsewhere, whatever. Okay. Oh, good, Bonnie. Thank you. So, and it would be nice if they would do that. But again, when it's a clean out, it's often someone moving and can't take all that with them, or it's someone retiring and just doesn't want to take all that with them and is older, more seasoned, and is tired. They're just tired and they don't want to deal with it. So they say to the janitor, hey, I'll buy you a beer. You know what I mean? Please just empty this class for me. I don't even want to look at it. I just want to say goodbye to it, wish it well, thank it, and let it go. You know what I mean? I'm not saying I condone it, but I absolutely understand it. Reggie, will you turn that down, please? Or shut the office door? Thank you. Is that even Reagan in there? Hey, Momo, will you go shut that door? Yeah. Thank you, my love. But the cases of books, they're a situation where once upon a time, you would use the same books for years and years and years. They don't do that anymore. And it's all down to money. It's always down to money. Don't get me started on college textbooks. God, that's ridiculous. So that's when you see cases of books, textbooks, and you're like, why the hell are they throwing those away? And Julie, why aren't you taking those? Because I learned, because I did take them for a few years and then realized they were just piling up in my house and there was nothing I could do but end up recycling them. And I would love to recycle all of those, but you also have to keep in mind, I'm only semi-able-bodied and it depends on the day. And I have very limited space. So we have to prioritize our energy, our space, and our time. Okay? I hope that explains that one. Pamela, you are absolutely right. So we're still on books. Because, as I said, because of recent dubious, I love that word, restrictions, requirements, sort of laws, but not actually laws, declarations, I guess we could say, proclamations. I live in America, okay? There are a lot of books that we can't have in our public schools, whether in classrooms or in the library. So, and I know that's happening across the country, but especially even more in certain states, like the one I live in. So you will be seeing that. If you're going to dumpster dive, especially at schools, you will see piles of books. I guarantee you will see books. And not just from, teacher cleanouts, whatevs, but also books that are no longer welcome. And those are the books I highly recommend that you read. If you have not read Catcher in the Rye or The Grapes of Wrath, make it happen. And if you're really feeling energetic, The Sound and the Fury. Wow. It took me years to finally finish that book, The Sound and the Fury. Good God. Good stuff and very poignant and very relevant and timely, but a little tricky to get through. Anyway, so that explains some of those things. Now I want to talk about, we've only got like 10 minutes. That's okay. We might go a little bit over. It depends on how long my voice lasts. Brand new things. Let's talk about brand new things. You will see so many brand new things. Yeah, Catcher in the Rye is an absolute American classic. Yeah, Animal Farm. Put that one on your list. Read that. And read 1984 so you actually know what people are talking about and what they're misusing from 1980, the book 1984, read the actual book, then you'll know that people are totally misusing it. Anyway, but it's a good one. It's a good one. Mimi, will you let la gatita in? Yeah. Okay, so brand new things. It's going to be upsetting. Same as when we go to the retail dumpsters, and it's, bags and boxes and cases of brand new things. I'm not talking about food. There is that, but I'm talking about just other goods. Okay. And they're brand new. But they were for a specific holiday, a season, a situation. And then they all got thrown out. It's upsetting. I know it is. It is upsetting. The same thing, but in a different way. Oh, look! There's the kitty. Too bad Phyllis. Is Phyllis here? She always wants to see la gatita. She's even got rainbows from the door. Our front door has like stained glass. And it's, oh, look at the rainbows on my kitty. Happy Pride Month. Look, even Kitty's sporting. Yeah. Anyhow. Kitty, thank you for joining us. Preciosa, hermosa, Nelita. There is going to be a lot of brand new stuff. Now, will it necessarily be cases of it, bags of it, like we see in the retail? No. But as I'm digging, gathering, salvaging, you will see, oh my God, that's all still in the packaging. Oh, that stuff's never been opened. Oh, those are sealed bottles of water. See, I do still get heated over it. I do. The problem is, this is how I make my living, so I have to reconcile that. Unopened, sealed bottles of water. Water. But there will be lots of brand new things. Unopened, unused, unshared, undonated. And it's going to be upsetting. It's teachers' gifts. We'll talk about teacher gifts next live stream, Claudia, because that deserves almost an entire live stream, because that's one that I'll just jump into it, just brief. I get so many mixed comments when I talk about teacher gifts, because I have my experience, 15 years in the public school dumpsters, of finding hundreds of teacher gifts. Then I'll get people that comment and say, I was a teacher for 35 years and I kept every single gift that anyone ever gave me and I didn't throw them away. And that's fantastic. I'm so glad, and I hope you enjoyed them and they brought you joy and not just clutter, but that you proudly displayed them or ate them or used them or drank them or what have you. But the majority, in my experience, all across the great state of Utah, you guys know I've gone diving all different parts of Utah and elsewhere. Teacher gifts. So many teacher gifts. It just is, it's the reality, okay? I mentioned this last time, how a lot of people will say, when they hear what I do, and when I talk about public school waste, they'll say, well, that would never happen in my town. That would never happen at our school. But it does. It does happen. It is happening. It will happen. It will continue to happen for the foreseeable future. It does happen. It's the same. Ay, preciosa. ¿Qué tienes, gatita? ¿Qué tienes? ¿Tienes hambre? Huh? Hi, Chili. Thank you for being here. The teacher gifts, they're a thing. Especially homemade things, baked goods, candy stuff at Christmas. they get thrown away. Okay. Some of it, I'm sure, is kind of a safety conscious thing because it wasn't store made. You don't know what's in it. It might not be something you like. You're with the kids all day. You know how much they don't wash their hands, so you don't trust them. You know what I mean? Like, oh, this kitty's going nuts. Where'd she get this stuffed animal, Mimi? I don't know. It looks like a axolotl. She's been killing it. Yeah, that little tiny plushy squishmallow. She was trying to eat it.
I think it's Olivia's.
Oh, is it? Well, Kitty's enjoying it. So if you're gonna do teacher gifts, go after school is out, Chile. The first 3 weeks. The first 3 weeks after school lets out, that's the gold mine. But then throughout the summer, they will continue to do cleanouts, renovations, stuff like that. There will also be illegal dumping from apartment evictions, home foreclosures, divorces, yard sale leftovers. So you want to check them throughout the summer. You're very welcome. You're absolutely very welcome. Lab, thank you so much for that. You're so good to me. So what the hell was I? What was I talking about? The teacher gifts. Excuse me. Yeah, we'll do another discussion on those in another of these live streams. But just if you're gonna do teacher gifts, that's what I'll do when we do that live stream. I will have my suggestions for what you should actually give them that will be enjoyed and will be a better use. Hi, Manuela. Thanks for being here at the horrible, godforsaken hour of the morning. You're a real one. And then I will also kind of have a list of all the things that I normally find every year as far as teacher gifts. Now, I will tell you, some of them do get kept until the teacher retires. And one of you had said, maybe they just didn't have room. Absolutely. They only have a certain amount of space. Okay. And, teaching for 40 years with, how many cycles of, 30 students, 6 different classes of them a day if you're in like middle school, junior high. Anyway, gift cards are a safe bet. Straight up cash, great idea. Bouquet of flowers. There you go. But even store-bought goodies and treats, I wouldn't even do those. I wouldn't do it. I would just do straight cash money or gift cards. I do have a few other ideas, and so I'll have that list, but I will also have a list of all the different things that I see every year. But what I was saying, some of them will keep the stuff until they retire. For instance, I believe it was the other week, the first public school video of the year, and it was the llama guy. I love llamas. I don't want to be around them much because they spit and they stink, but I love the idea of llamas. Emperor's New Groove, one of my all-time favorite movies. And I just love llamas. Well, this teacher, he loved llamas. And so every summer I would find llama related things from this teacher. And every few years he'd clear out what was pretty obviously a bunch of gifts, like teacher gifts, but he wouldn't throw everything away at once. It was like he was kind of cycling through them, is what it has felt like to me. But he has retired now. We deduced that by going through the garbage, and there's so many stories in the dumpsters. So many stories. It's like modern archaeology, like contemporary archaeology right in the now. It's a very interesting thing being a diver. But there were a lot of teacher gifts in that haul, but some of them were really old. So obviously he had kept, a bunch of them for a long time. But then, he's retiring and he's letting that go. He's letting that part of his life go. So yes, there are some teachers who will appreciate and enjoy those gifts, but I just don't recommend. I just don't. I just really don't. Okay, Rita, thank you so much for spending your time with us. I sure appreciate it. Yeah, Manuela, they can't keep all of them. Yeah. Oh, Kathy. You're so cool. You're just so cool. Starbucks gift cards. Stacy. Yeah. Stuff like that. And cash, Visa cards. Or ask. Just ask them. Mrs. Smith, what do you need? What would you like? So instead of going on Etsy or Facebook Marketplace where all these cute wives are making baskets of things and they're so lovely and I totally support their hustle, but no one has money right now. Nobody has money. Okay, we're scrimping and we're saving to do little bits of happy magic things here and there. Okay, spend your money where you know it's going to bring the value, okay? And it's going to be used and it's going to be enjoyed, all right? And that sucks because I love giving fun gifts, but it's when you are giving someone a gift, that should be a live stream too. I'm going to write that down right now. We will have a live stream about gifting. And it absolutely can relate to dumpster diving. But just because I love to give fun gifts, all decorated and crazy and fun, does not mean that the recipient wants that. You might enjoy it, love it, like it, whatever. It doesn't mean that they have any use for it at all. And gifting is about the other person, which can be very difficult. And I've had to learn that over the years and years and years, just of living. That's nothing to do with dumpster diving. That's just being a person that loves to give gifts. Crazy, over the top, gaudy, ridiculous gifts, especially in the decorating part of it. I practice my power over people with strategic confetti. Evil. Diabolical. That's me. So when we're going to give a teacher gift, ask what they want. Ask what they need. Ask, what will you actually use? What would be helpful to you? And get them that. If you're going to do it, you don't have to do teacher gifts. Those are not required. I don't care what you see on the TikToks and the Instagram reels and all that nonsense. None of that is necessary. That is not real life. Ay, maldita, afuera. Mumi? Okay, when you get out, sweetie, will you let the kitty out, please? Ay, this maldita. So you don't have to do teacher gifts. You really don't. But if you are going to do them, just ask them. You want to do something for the principal? Ask. What do you want? What do you need? What would be helpful? What would be useful? Ask them. Just ask. You know? Chile, you're the one. So I have not seen anyone say that in a long time. Granted, the last few years, I was nonstop surgeries, recoveries, horrific situations for myself and my kids, Reagan having a tumor, Lulu in and out of the facilities, and me getting my body put back together. So I've not done as much of the public school diving the last few years, So I guess it makes sense that I haven't seen a comment like this in a minute. Manuela, absolutely. There is no need for 500 cups, cocoa cups, coffee mugs, whatever. There's just not. Yeah, classroom supplies, Michelle. But anyway, Chile, yeah. Chi Lee says this, asks this. What's your opinion on saving the supplies for a year and then donating it back to them when they ask for the same supplies again the following year? We should have, okay, I'm writing that down. Because I will answer some of the same questions over and over in these live streams because we've been so fortunate to have new frugal friends finding us, and I'm so grateful for that. And they have the same questions, always the same questions. And so in these live streams, I will continue to answer those questions. But it is nice to have other things to talk about. Saving the salvaged supplies to donate back to the teachers. Now, it is highly unlikely that the teacher you're donating to was the one that threw all of that stuff out. Because as I have said, and I'll reiterate this, oh, there she is again. Oh, rainbow girl, yeah. More often, when you see those crazy cleanouts that you're going to see in the next many videos from us, that is people retiring or people moving, okay? So it's not likely that those markers that you've gathered up, tested, repackaged, and donated back, it's not likely that they'll go to the same teacher, but it's not impossible either. I have excuse me, went down the wrong pipe. I have donated several times stuff that I found in the school dumpsters to schools. I have. It's obviously not going to be in the same Crayola packaging that it was in, but like in a zippy bag or something. And I've done that. I have. I don't see anything wrong with that. If the stuff is still good and it still works, or it's brand new. Or another one that I've done, and this is so fun. I will take like the goodie bags, because they'll have like bags of toys and treats, not really treats, but special things to incentives for the kids to behave, the stuff to earn, or stuff to, they've got classroom bucks to spend on these trinkets. I will gather those. This is what I used to do, because I was always a room mom or a mother helper, always when my kids were in elementary. And I would gather all those, and then I would bring them and use them in the classroom activities. So they were from the bins, they went back to the school, then probably half of it back to the bins and the other half to these kids' homes. It's the great circle, Anyway, let's see. Yeah, Judy, there is, but that's starting to ease up, at least here. Yeah, and that's such a good point, Manuela. I'm going to add that as well. The different cultures in regards to gifting and wasting. Those are interesting things to talk about. We're gonna talk about that. That's gonna be interesting. I know that I saw a thing, YouTube, Facebook, somewhere. Oh, that sounds lovely, Kathy. That France had passed a law saying that grocery stores had to donate their leftover food or whatever and couldn't just chuck it anymore. If that's true, that's freaking awesome. Amazing. Will that ever happen here? I highly doubt it. Highly doubt it. We're not going to end on what I'm going to talk about next. I'll bring us back to a happy place, but we are going to mention this because it does need to be mentioned. But then I promise we're only going to talk about it for a minute for now. But then we'll go somewhere happy. Okay. I was made aware by one of our frugal friends about a recent discovery in Texas. No surprise. They've got some crazy stuff going on in Texas right now with laws and restrictions and some really wild stuff. Again, I try not to get political on here, okay? But unfortunately, politics affects every bit of our lives and beings and existence right now. So it's really hard to talk about anything without there being at least a hint of politics. So I was made aware that some remains of a pregnancy were found in a dumpster. And this is a recent one. This is not the ones we've already heard of. But deceased remains of a pregnancy in a dumpster, discovered by some dumpster divers. And that is awful. God, that is awful. Terrible. Horrible. Okay. It'd be a horrible thing to find. I have found all kinds of animals. All kinds of animals. And every one of them is traumatic. A human, any form of human, would be very difficult. And I've said this from the beginning. The day that I find something human, I'm done. I will quit. I will be done with dumpster diving. I don't think that's something you can bounce back from, in my opinion. And everyone's different, okay? Everyone is different. But I've said that from the beginning. If you've been with me a long time, you'll remember I've always said that the day I find any kind of human remains, I'm out. Yeah, Claudia, I hope so. I hope it never does, because I love to dumpster dive, and this is how I make my living and supplement the family and pay for the extras and the magical things. So here's the thing. I've done videos, and I will do a live stream during all of this, as we have so many new divers and aspiring divers. As things get more and more difficult, there'll be more and more divers. I've done videos, but I will do a live stream about the dangers of dumpster diving. They are many. My legs are covered in bruises. Absolutely covered in bruises right now. There's also the dangers of what you will find. I have found drug paraphernalia, drugs, all of that. Okay. I have found upsetting things, disturbing things, many disturbing things. You really get to know who your neighbors are, It's creepy. It's really creepy. That person, that's standing next to you looking at broccoli in the grocery store might be the one. Anyway, like I said, it's like contemporary archaeology, the dumpsters. But you need to be prepared for the awful stuff, because it is only a matter of time if you are consistently dumpster diving. It is only a matter of time. It's not if, it's when, that you will find something upsetting, something disturbing, something dangerous. I have found, exactly. Michelle, I've found those kinds of things too. Adult entertainments and such. I've found plenty of that. My God. I have found weapons, I have found the ammo for weapons, lots of that. Um, and I've found bodies, lots and lots and lots. So far, luckily, only animals. Though that is horrible. Audrey, I am. And thank you for that. I appreciate that. We be as careful as we can. But it is a guarantee. It's a guarantee that if you consistently dive, you're gonna find upsetting and or disturbing things. You just will. Will it be animals? Maybe. Will it be other things? Maybe. But you're gonna find them. That's gonna happen. Now, and again, we're not getting all into the politics, but our bodies are political now. So, God, sorry. This most recent one was found in Texas, which is not at all a surprise. How to say this? Let's just say it, because I want my fellow divers, especially those in certain states, to be prepared, to be aware, okay? To know your risks if you're going to do this. It seems to, people just want to see the fun. They want to see the great finds, the treasures, the hauls, the whatever. There is so much more to it than that. My fellow divers know this. And those that have been with us a long time know there is so much more to it than just, oh, look at all these great finds. Okay. But in certain states, if you're going to dive, with the way things are, see, I have to be so careful about how I say things so I don't get demonetized or have people unsubscribing or getting mad at me or starting like political backlash. With the way things are, with the restrictions, with new laws that are being passed, there's going to be more. Oh, God, I hate saying that. And being so sure of it. There will be more. There will be remains. God forbid, potentially live. Baby remains, pregnancy remains. There's going to be, okay? Not to be too melodramatic. All those things that we thought, oh, that would never happen. No, it is happening. It's happening. So you'll see. And we're not going to end on this. I promise you. We're not going to end in this dark, sad, horrible place. I promise you that. I want you to know, and I will probably do a separate video, a short video or something. But I want you to know, if you're going to dumpster dive in this day and age, you got to be prepared for that. How do you prepare for that? I don't know. I don't know how you prepare for that. No one wants to see that. Many of you know, I've had 10 miscarriages. Hallelujah. I no longer have anything in there. Nothing. The whole factory gone. And one baby that did get a name that we lost, my sweet William. Yep, same as the flowers. Toast, you came back to a very difficult conversation, but it's important. No one wants to see that stuff, okay? No one wants to be out diving, saving, salvaging, and come upon remains, whether of a pregnancy or a live birth or what have you. Nobody wants to come across that. No one. But as I said, if you're gonna be a diver, you have to be prepared. Okay? I just want you to be prepared. Because it's going to be happening. The writing's on the wall. Texas, oh yeah, there's going to be a lot more. I don't know if people will find them, but there will be a lot more. And not just Texas, but especially Texas right now. But elsewhere, there will be. And those kind of, it's so interesting, the ripple effect of decisions that are made, of laws that are passed, of whatever. The ripple effect of every choice we make, of everything that we do in this life. You are affecting so many more people than you ever know. Laws or restrictions or things that are put in place have crazy ripple effects. Who would have thunk that laws and restrictions related to reproductive rights, etc., would affect dumpster divers? Crazy, right? But it does. It absolutely does, as we have just learned. Okay. Claudia, well, then you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, it affects dumpster divers. So be ready for that. Okay. I hope with everything in me that you never find find any of that. Okay. I hope for you. I hope for all of us that we don't have to go through that, because nobody wants to go through that. Okay. And I don't wish that for anybody. And as I've said so many times, hi, Phyllis. Oh, Phyllis. Kitty was hanging out with us earlier. And I said to everyone, I wish Phyllis was here, because Kitty was hanging. You're going to have to go back in the video. Kitty was hanging out here and the rainbows were coming through the window. And so she had rainbows all over her, Phyllis. It was gorgeous. But anyway, I've said a million times, should that ever happen, that I ever find any variety of human remains, I will be done. And that's just the way it is. What will I do after that? God knows. So, okay. So there's that. I've put that out there. I will probably do some other video about it. It's a tricky one to try to put that together and not get demonetized. You know what I mean? Okay. That's a whole nother video. Chile. Let me write that down. There's no way I can go into all of that right now, especially because we're kind of at the end and I want to end with like a happy story. But let me write that down. And we will absolutely talk about it, I promise you, in another live stream or in an edited video. I'm writing it down right now. Okay, so now we need a story. First, let me grab a lozenge. I just finished my water. I need a lozenge if I'm going to tell any kind of story. Just a sec. Give me a sec. I'm not leaving. But with the allergies and all of that, and I've been spending time outside, and then all the talking, I'm losing the voice. God. Okay, so what is going on? Oh, Kathy, that's fantastic. Sorry, I saw your comment. I answered a couple of your comments. I am trying to get caught up. You guys know that my hands just don't work very well. I have severe arthritis. And so answering comments can get very difficult. Um, but I'm doing my best to get caught up on those. Yes, everyone, our Kathy, who has been with us, that's Kathy, our Florida girl, has been with us years and years and years and years. If you feel so inclined, definitely check out her channel. See what she's been up to. She's doing the good work. Okay, happy story time. Oh my God. Oh, and it was you, wasn't it, Stacy, that had commented on it? Stacy, with an incredibly generous super chat with a little heart, $15, says, I saw your post wishing everyone a happy Pride Month. Thank you for standing up for people, sending love and support from Oklahoma. Stacy J. I lost 5 subscribers immediately after posting that. People love what I do. They they like my mission of saving and salvaging, and they're so gung-ho and they're in it until they realize that my family happens to be part of the LGBT community. And then all of a sudden, all those things that they thought were so great about me, my family, the work we do, all of a sudden, none of that matters. None of that matters. Because they don't like who we love or whatever. Strange. It gives one things to think about. It gives people things to think about. Yeah, Pamela, exactly. And people that are like that, we don't need them here. We don't. You guys know that I am when I speak my mind. I tell it how it is, and I am not ashamed. I'm not ashamed of who I am. I'm not ashamed of who my kids are. It is what it is. And I will fight anyone that tries to make myself or my kids feel less than. Okay? All right. And especially in this time that we're in right now, it's so important. And if that means I'm going to lose some fair weather subscribers, then that's what that is. Because I'm going to say what I'm going to say. I've gotten a lot better at being more diplomatic in some of the things I say. But that's what that is. So thank you so much, Stacy, and thank you all for the support. Thank you, Holly. I appreciate that very much. Renee, I'm so glad you could be here. Hello, Renee. Thank you, Sandy. Thank you, Nina. I appreciate it so much. Holly, thank you. And Christine is here. Hello, Christine. I'm so glad you could join us. It is a wild thing. It is a crazy thing. Just for 2 minutes, okay? And then we'll go to happy stories. It is wild that people can come to our channel, see what we're doing, love what we're doing, support what we're doing, be excited for what we're doing, saving and salvaging, sharing and donating, a little bit of selling, supplementing our income, living a fabulous frugal life. They love all of it. They love all of it. And then Pride Month comes around. And they're like, I don't care. I liked everything about you. But this one little part, nope, we're done. Wild to me. Wild. Now, I do try to give some grace because I used to be the same way. To my everlasting shame, I used to be the same way. Before I thought for myself, and anyway, hallelujah. That's not where I'm at anymore. Okay. Alyssa, thank you so much for that. So, okay. All right. Now, what happened? What happened? Um, mods, my amazing, wonderful mods. If there's anyone in here being rude or disrespectful to anyone in our lovely little community in our chat, please get rid of them because we don't need that. We do not need that. Okay. Said Kathy's dirty. Well, it looks like our mods took care of it. But anyway, here it's love, it's kindness, it's do no harm. It's try to leave the world and your community better than you found it. Try to leave people better than you found them. Try to spread some kindness, some generosity, some love in a time and situation, unprecedented time and situation, when people desperately need that love and that kindness and that grace. Okay. And some people, they are good people, but they're misled, misinformed, what have you. Or like me, they didn't know how to think for themselves. And then finally grew out of that and learned other things. Anyhow, all right, let's go to happy stuff. Well, it's a little tricky. It's a little tricky. And you guys know I can't keep a secret. I'm terrible about it. Look, I'm going to be in Southern California for an extended family, not directly related to me, but still a very upsetting, sad situation of someone having a funeral. And a few members of my family, including myself, not my kids or my husband, but, my family, are going out to show our support. None of us are related to this person except through extensions, okay? I want to keep privacy there, so that's why I'm wording it the way that I am. And then the thought hit me. We're going to be in Southern California. We're going to be in Southern California. I'm able to walk and sit and do things for the first time in a long time. After several years of various states of broken and recovering. And then this last year of trying to fix every single thing that could possibly be fixed in this body. We're going to be in Southern California. Only for a couple of days. Only for a couple of days. We'll drive down, spend the whole day driving, 9 hours. The car is already rented. Yeah, I rented a car. Chile, I'm not sponsored by Enterprise, but they are the only ones I will rent a car from. Just want to say that. My mom will be driving with me. My sister will be caravanning with us because she's got stuff in San Francisco to do after the services. We'll get down there, a couple days before. Oh, will I dive? I thought you said drive. No, I won't dive. I won't have time or energy for diving while I'm there. They're very limited time. I know normally when I go to Disney, it's days and days and days. That's not what's happening. The main reason we're going is to support some people that we love. But it just so happens that we'll be right there. And this person that we love, that we're there to support, asked me, so are you going to go to Disney while you're there? What? You're okay with me going to Disney in the midst of this tragedy situation that you're going through? Yeah. Yeah. And some of their family will be going too. Because it's a celebration of life. A celebration of life. And I am alive. How lucky am I? And I'm able to walk, and I'm able to, drive long distances, and I'm able, I can't even imagine walking through the tunnel into Disney. I can't. A lot of you know, it's my place. It's my happy place. Having a trip planned is what got me through so many years during the most difficult, horrible times. Having a trip planned, even if it was a year away, having a countdown on my phone and thinking about it and planning for it and whatever, dreaming about it, kept me going. But I haven't been able to do that in a long time. Physically, financially, you guys know, we've been doing medical procedures up the yin yang, and even with insurance here in, America, yeah, it drains your finances. And so this kind of thing was just not at all possible. But we're going to be down there anyway. And this person that I love so generously, who also loves Disney, by the way, so generously asked if I was going. Now, here's the funny part. So I have to end with some funny. I already had it in my head, because of course I did. I'm going to be right there, next door to it. And my cup is empty. I desperately need to refill my cup. But how do you say that to a person? How do you ask a person if they'll be offended if you go to your happy place in the same trip that you're there to be with them, support them through a loss? Well, what a gift. What a freaking gift that this person asked me and was 100% in support. 100%. So, we will get down there a little early. After a full day of driving, we'll get a good night's sleep. Then the next morning, my sister and I, Raquel, we will spend the whole day from rope drop till the park closes, the entire day. It's only one day. That's all I can afford. Like I said, medical bills. God. We'll be paying off this year. We're going to be okay. I'm not asking for anything. Please don't think that. Because we'll manage. You guys know, we're the Frugal Family. We figure it out. But we'll be paying this year of all the procedures and the we'll be paying that off for a long time. Worth it. So worth it. And it was necessary, but we'll be paying that off for a long time. Okay. If you live in the US of America and have health issues, you know what I'm talking about. So one day is all I can do. Oh, Rachel, you caught us just in time. But one day will be enough. I don't need to run around from ride to ride. I can't physically, and I am not renting a scooter this time. I will not do it. Pride, personal reasons, it is what it is. I can't traipse back and forth across the parks. I'm not there yet. Physically, I'm not there. I don't need to get on to this ride and that ride. I've ridden all of them many times. Some of them I don't even like. Okay. The Finding Nemo, nobody likes that. I'm going to go and I'm going to have coffee and I'm going to have a cookie shaped like Mickey and I can just sit. I'm even bringing my cushion. I can just post up on a bench somewhere and stare at the castle or sit by the rivers of America. I was supposed to end with happy. This is happy. You're right. It's happy tears. But every day, especially now that the freaking endometriosis has apparently grown back in my guts, every day when whatever fresh hell is on social media or in my body or what have you, I have that beautiful thing again where I can say, yep, that all sucks, but I'm going to Disneyland. It's like, sometimes it takes my breath away. That's how much it means to me. It just does. Everyone has their thing. Everybody has their thing. And that's mine. You know? It's oh God. I can't believe it's actually happening. That I'm going, that my body is able. Because for so long there, I couldn't, you guys know, I couldn't even sit for 5 minutes because of the pain I was in. Because my tailbone was all stuck out of place and just everything. We got here. We did it. I don't know if you remember, I talked more about it on my grown up channel called My Current Obsession. And I remember saying at the beginning of this 12-month period, you know, we're taking a whole year to work on the elbows, the hips, the back, the tailbone, the this, the spine that's all wacky. We're going to work on every single thing. And then in a year, we'll get it all, what can be fixed. I mean, I have a progressive autoimmune disease, so things will still progress, but all these things that can be fixed, we're going to fix them. We're going to figure it out. That's what we're doing this year. We're actually, like, we're here. We did it. Isn't that wild? How crazy is that? It's honestly, it's hard to believe. And it sometimes feels like I'm going to wake up and still be in that place of darkness and the that was a really bad place. And the thought of living in this body was overwhelming. A lot of you know. And it is still overwhelming. I mean, like I said, I have an autoimmune disease. It will continue to progress. And that's daunting and that sucks. But look at what all we got done. I've been getting in the freaking dumpsters. Wait till you see these upcoming videos. You can't even imagine and what this body has been able to do. Bonnie, oh my God, Bonnie, stop it. Just stop it. Bonnie, just stop it. I don't mean to lecture you, my love. I appreciate you so much. Don't worry about nonsense like that. You watch my videos and that's what matters. And you've stuck with me through everything. And anyway, but we're here, we're here. We're at this point. And it's so freaking hard to believe that this is where we're at. And then this situation came up where we need to go and, oh, Kathy, oh, I'm so glad. I'm so glad. The situation where We have the opportunity to go and support someone that we love through their loss. And and I'm going to Disneyland. I'm going to Disneyland. One day. One freaking day. Can you imagine? I just want to have my coffee. I want to have my cookie or churro. I don't know. We'll see. It's the 70th anniversary for the park and stuff, blah, 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 blah. So there's like special treats and special churros and whatever. So, my sister and I have been researching. But I just want to post up. I want to find a bench. I want to put in kind of a shady spot, hopefully. Have my cushion there. And just listen to the music, the band marching by, parades, cavalcades, Mickey and Minnie, and the castle, and the magic, and the dreams, and New Orleans Square, and just take my time. The only things I absolutely have to do is to ride my Alice in Wonderland, not the teacups, but the Adventures ride, and then Winnie the Pooh. I have to ride those at least 3 times each. I will love to ride some other ones too, and I will, but those are the priorities, okay? I don't need to crisscross the park and be crazy speed walking to get to this, to get to that. I'm not doing that. This is just gonna be just chill. My sister's getting a park hopper pass so she can go to DCA. I'm not doing that. It's so much money and I can't afford that, and that's okay. That's absolutely okay. Plus, the actual Disneyland park is my favorite. There are things I like in California Adventure, but I'll do that another time. There'll be another time. Yeah, exactly, guys, exactly. And I'm just going to relax, and I'm going to listen to the music, and I'm going to watch the little kids all dressed up in their princess stuff and the whatever. And, they hug the princesses and they, whatever. I'm just going to sit and enjoy it, and I'm going to soak it up, and I'm just going to recharge. And I can't even express to you how much I appreciate your continued support, and that you watch our videos and you're liking and subscribing and sharing and all that stuff, because it is a very big part of making it possible for me to be able to go out and support people that I love and be there for a celebration of life, but also to go celebrate life in my favorite place. Yeah. So thank you for that. I'm so grateful. I'm just so grateful. Oh, you guys, you say the sweetest things, all of you. Oh, I just love all of you. And I love being loved. It's a beautiful thing. But a funny story, real quick, because I don't have much battery left. Let me see. What do I got for funnies? Okay. I'm working on it, Manuela. What I can promise you is that we will do live streams on Mondays, because I want to be able to answer questions and discuss what people, especially new viewers, what they're seeing in recent videos. I want to do that. So we are doing Mondays, but I don't have a set time yet. I have a set day, but I don't have a set time. But I promise you I'm working on that. It's a little tricky. It's summer. The kids are home. They have various activities, jobs, so we're working on it. But Mondays, that part is for sure. Let me see. My phone only has 26%. Okay. Funny story. All right. This is totally like has nothing to do with anything. But I've been saying for a long time that I was going to tell my stories, like story time stuff on YouTube. I kind of meant more on, the grown-up channel, my current obsession, but what the heck, we're here. So I dated a lot. In my day, I was hot stuff, and I don't even mind saying so. And I dated a lot. A lot. Well, eventually, James and I came together. We met at Walmart. I worked in the cell phones, and he worked in... Sandy, don't you dare. Sandy Witten just rolling in with a $5 super chat and a little character drinking something delicious. My guess is it's coffee. Might be spiked. That's okay. I don't judge. Sandy, thank you. Thank you so much for that. You absolutely do not need to do that, but it means the world that you do. Thank you. And especially in this time, that generosity is crazy. And I appreciate it so much. Okay, coffee it is. Coffee it is. Yeah, Mimi, go ahead. Yeah. Okay. So I was dating a lot. And then I was working in the cell phones. James was working in electronics. This is at Walmart. And so I was getting to know him. Then I was dating someone else at the time, like exclusively, but I was not always the best person in those days, okay? It was a different time and a different me. Well, eventually I started dating. James and I started dating. But before we did, we had like kind of hung out a little bit, even though I was with someone else, not married. I was with someone. And James started seeing this girl that I think she was a cashier at the time. Yeah, she was. This little tiny girl with blonde curls, and she was just adorable. Wow. Sorry. Anyway, so one day he and I were talking. I was in the cell phone booth thing. And he was there talking, and I'm all, flirting, and I'm all whatever, looking all delicious and everything. And I might have like touched his hand and, And then that girl, little tiny girl with the blonde curls, comes walking up. She's on her break. So right away, James turns away from me like I'm nobody. I'm just nobody. Takes off his Walmart vest, and off they go to enjoy their break together. And I know she was making a face at me. So then months later, oh yeah, I was mad. Okay. A few months later, James and I finally get together. The stars have aligned. It has happened. It was meant to be. And I am so petty. I always have been. Terrible. So he and I were going on our break together. And little tiny blonde girl with the curls. She was working at the cashiers, the cash registers. And it was the one on the end. And so you had to walk by it to go out of the store. We didn't need to go that way. We could have just gone and sat in the break room. But I knew she was on that cash register. Look, I'm just being honest. At least I'm honest about who I am or who I was. Okay? I can't say that I'm proud of everything I did. Pretty proud of this one, though, because it was funny. But we could have gone the other way. But I said, no, we need to go out because I got something in my car, or we got to go to somewhere. We have to go that way. And so we did. And I had our arms linked and me just kind of touching him. And we very slowly pranced past her register. And she gave me daggers. Daggers. It was the most beautiful. It was so good. And I was such a monster. I was a monster in those days. It was amazing. There she was. I don't feel bad about it at all. I really don't. I really don't. Because I know, women know women, okay? When she came to get him, when they were hanging out, they weren't like seriously dating, okay? They were hanging out. When she came to get him and I'm all talking to him and like, had like my hand on his hand or whatever, and she comes and gets him, she was making the face, okay? She saw, we knew what was happening right there. Well, what goes around comes around. I was a monster. I was. Oh, I did so many petty things. We'll add those to another time. We will, oh, Kathy, I said it with the look. You know the look. Come on now. Oh, Sandy, stop it. But thank you. And now, oh my God, this August, 20 years married. 20 years. I wonder whatever happened to the cute little blonde girl. Sorry. 44 years and still acting like a teenager. Nonsense. You guys are wonderful. Thank you for spending time with me, for laughing with me, for crying with me, for going over all of it and through it and talking. And I'm so grateful for you. Thank you for your generosity. Not just the super chats, but also your time, which is the greatest gift you can give. And I appreciate it no end. The light, looked like it kicked me off for a minute. Probably because my battery's about to die. I'm going to go take advantage of what's left of a little bit of light and start going through some of those bags. So stay tuned for that. That's going to be coming soon. Guys, have a wonderful night. Be safe and be well. And we'll see you all real soon. All right. Bye-bye.